Is this thing on? Hello, everybody, and welcome to my review of the Ender V3 3D printer. And if you know what I mean by review, if you look on my YouTube page and you watch my last review of a 3D printer, then you will see that it's not so positive, and I only make these videos when I have a lot to bitch about. So stay tuned, everybody, because I've got a lot to say about these things. If you clicked on this video and you're like, man, I hope this guy doesn't run out of things to say, then rest assured, I won't. And also, many thousands, millions, billions, even trillions of fans have wanted to see this video. They're dying to see this video. They're walking down the street and they realize I haven't made this video yet, and they die on the street. Anyways, here's my review of the Ender V3 3D printer. So to start off, I've had this thing for 4 years now, something like that. And for the most part, it's a great printer and it's a great choice. I worked at a grocery store. I was a cashier at Harps, and I saved up the money to buy this thing out of my own pocket, and I'm very proud of that. I paid right around $400 for it, and at the time, it was worth it. You'll see a few features that are a lot better than my old piece of crap mono price. You'll see the filament stand at the top, very helpful. Just rolls the filament, it's standard. This is a filament level detector, and so if you run out of filament, the print will automatically stop. It'll pause, and you can change it. Very helpful. Same thing, if the power goes out during a print, then the printer will automatically stop, and when it resumes, it will allow you to continue. So here's what the interface looks like. You can see it has this little menu. It's quite helpful. There's leveling, there's controls, there's prepare and print, but I know that's not a great camera angle, so I'm not going to stay on it. And so now I'm sure you're wondering, now Parker, this seems like a great piece of machinery, you know, what is there to bitch about? Well, I'll tell you what there's to bitch about, okay? Fucking, be patient. Come on. But I'll get into it now. Okay, so first of all, the first issue I've had with these things, and the first time I've had to take it apart, is it gets clogged, not semi-frequently, but every once in a while. It gets clogged more than you would think, and it's quite a simple fix. This can disassemble through the side. There's 3 screws here you take off the side, and the head comes off. Now, if you don't have one of these, it's a like a multi-Allen key thing. It'll save your life. Because for some reason, I don't know, because it's made in China, I don't know, all of the screws on this thing they're all hex screws, every one of them. So if you don't have one of these multi-tools, you're in for a world of pain, if you want to work on one of these printers. Now, see, just like that, it comes off from the side. Very simple process. And in order to fix a clog, you see this little tiny black screw. You take that out, and you take out the 2 little tiny screws to the left and right of the nozzle, and that will take out the nozzle, and you can clear whatever blockage. It might be in the hot end, it might be in the PTFE tubing that runs up here, or it could be at the very entrance where the filament goes in there. So that's one issue that happens, is it clogs somewhat frequently. Number 2 is the auto leveling doesn't work. And how the auto leveling on these things is supposed to operate is it'll be up here, just knock the screw out, it'll be up here, and it'll do this little spiel. It'll go here, and it has that purple light, that's where the Z probe is. And the Z probe will go down, and it'll, hit it, and then come back up, and it'll move along. A lot of the time, the auto leveling on these things is not accurate. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So you can't really rely on that. That's another big thing, is the auto leveling, not 100%. But going back to the actual head of the thing, I've had to replace one hot end in 4 years. Not horrible. They're cheap. They're like $10 on Amazon or, Shenzhou or Chinese parts website or whatever. But they're not that hard to replace. So, excuse me. They're not that hard to replace, but you probably will have to replace it. This is the second nozzle I've had to put on here as well. You can get up close. You can see the difference between, for the untrained eye, this is the hot end, that metal cube, and this is the extruder. Whenever you replace the hot end, these two cables, this red one and this black one, come with it. Those power the heat to the heat sink. I've had to replace that one time, like I said, and I've had to replace the extruder one time. And it's not that bad. It's not that bad to replace those. Quite a simple fix. I have also, only recently, last week, I had to replace this board on the back. You can see where all of these ports plug in and things like that. This Creality board here, I think it's called a Sprint board. CRI2161V110 is the serial number on this thing. Anyways, you can replace that, very simple. There's just a few screws, and you can re-plug in all these things. Anyways, the connector for fan 2 on my printer was broken. I don't know, maybe I messed up a pin, maybe I don't know. Maybe it wasn't my fault. Who's to say? Anyways, had to replace it, fixed it, no big deal. It was not that hard. So that's one good thing I have to say about this printer, is even though you will have to repair it, and you will have to repair it semi-frequently, none of the repairs are A, very difficult, or B, very expensive. I've never had to open up that bottom carriage there. Never had to open it up. Haven't had any software issues, really. Haven't had to tweak any of the hardware or firmware, whatever you want to call it, on this thing. I haven't had to change any of that. If there's an individual issue with a G-code, that's something different. Manipulating G-code is a little bit out of my wheelhouse, but sometimes you'll have to do that to make things work. But in general, this is astronomically better than my last printer, but a main issue I have with it is the leveling. The leveling is the hardest part of dealing with this printer, because the auto leveling doesn't really work. Manually leveling it with a piece of paper makes you feel like a fucking caveman idiot. So it works, I guess. You can do that, but it's like, you know, who wants to sit here with a fucking paper and shimmy it? It's annoying. So leveling is the biggest issue with these things. Also, you have to be careful with the belt tension on all of the belts, actually. Here is the X-axis belt. Here is the Y-axis belt, and the Z doesn't have a belt. It has these things here, these gears that go up and down. But you have to worry about the tension. That's upside down, because sometimes it becomes too loose and you don't get a lot of movement. But if it becomes too tight, then it also can't move as well. So in short, get you one of these Allen things to repair it. Also, keep anything you may need for repairs in this little drawer here that comes out. It's very helpful, very helpful. That may be upside down. I don't care. I don't care. Anyways, so that drawer is very helpful to store your tools. You know, store something like my Allen key. Also, the printer comes with a standard SD card that you need, and it also comes with an adapter. And so that is what I use to transfer my data. Plugs in the side, plug it into the computer. It also comes with a USB-C port. I've only tried to use that once, and it was a fucking nightmare. So don't try to use the USB-C port. It's not worth it. You can monitor things through Cura. Oh, splicing software-wise, I use default. I use Cura, but for certain applications, I use Bamboo Studio, because Bamboo Studio is just a little bit cleaner. It's a little bit better at certain operations, and you know, it can be a big-time lifesaver if you need it. So I use that for my designs. I use Blender. I design everything myself. I'm a purist. I don't like to take things offline. I believe in vertical integration. I run a 3D printing business. 3D Printing 88 on Etsy. Go check it out. Anyways, all of those things, though they may be based on existing IPs and existing, you know, something like Mario or something like Naruto, whatever, they're all my designs. Like, I made it in Blender just based off of a picture. So all of those things are my designs. I'm a purist. 3D Printing 88 on Etsy. Had to plug my sponsor. It's actually not me. I don't run that. It's actually my sponsor. This video is sponsored today by 3D Printing 88 on Etsy. Go check it out. But anyways, I use my sponsor uses Blender to make all of those, and my sponsor uses Bamboo and Cura to splice them. Also, if you don't understand how to modify a G-code and you don't understand how to read a G-code, that's also an interesting thing to learn, because recently I had a print on here, in fact, this week, that it was unfinished, right? It got up to about here, and for some reason or another, I had to stop it. And so if you want to continue that, then you can manipulate the G-code to start there, but I already like to start at the top of the unfinished print. But at that point, I had already removed it from the bed. So now I'm in the process of taking that unfinished piece, the very top portion, the top quarter that didn't finish, and moving it down on the bed so that I can continue the print. So you'll have to do a lot of finicky things, a lot of jailbreak, kind of weird shenanigan shit. But, I mean, honestly, I believe this is a good purchase. I believe it's worth it. I actually just recently fucked up the nozzle on mine because I didn't level it correctly. It dragged through the bed and it fucking sealed it shut. So you have to be careful with that. Nozzles are cheap. It's like $3. I mean, it's like $10 for 3 of them. They're not expensive or anything. But yeah. Also, filament wise, I use the Ender filament that comes with it. I also use some Elegoo for colors that Ender does not have. Don't buy that premium shit. It's just like buying that premium unleaded gas for your car. If you don't have like one of the better engines, it doesn't do anything. It's fucking useless. Anyways, that is my review of the Creality Ender. If I were to give my monoprice piece of shit, if I were to give that a score, 3 out of 10. And if I were to give this one a score, 8 out of 10. Solid printer. The tech support is Chinese. So, you know, if you want to deal with them, learn Chinese, buddy. So, they're not much help. Anyways, thank you for watching. I have a video. I wanted to make a video on some other 3D printing stuff. So, if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button, please. Because I'm fucking pissed. That's why I made this video. So, it would make me feel better if you hit the like button and the subscribe button. And I'm going to get in trouble because I'm being too loud. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.